Hello, welcome to another webinar. This is a very exciting live. It's a first for us at UK Pride Education. As you can see, my students, we have Rong from the University of Law, who is my account manager. Okay, we are a direct partner for University of Law. And we have Dr. Adenuga, who is a lecturer from the University of Law. So I'm going to disappear from here now, my friends. We have Rong and we have Dr. Adenuga, who will be taking over the show today. Not me for a change, it's these guys. So please ask plenty of questions. They're here just for you. They're here for you because they would like you to study MSc Cyber Security at University of Law. So take it away. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Rong. Over to you, Rong.
Great.
You have anything
Hello,
to say?
everyone. My name is Rong, and I work for University of Law International Recruitment Team. And the lecture will last about 14 minutes. And today we are honored to invite Dr. Adenuga to present a lecture related to the course we're delivering, Cybersecurity Management. It's extremely popular among the students, and the course is on demand. And if you have questions at the end of this lecture, please leave your questions related to admission requirements and anything related to compliance interview. And then I will try my best to answer the questions. Over to you, Dr. Adenuga.
Yeah. First of all, thank you very much for that beautiful presentation. Afsada and Rong, thank you. It's good to have you guys with me today. And good afternoon from United Kingdom to everyone listening to this presentation. We are here to discuss your future with the MSc Cyber Security Management with us at the University of Law by Extension Business School. As you have said, my name is Kayode Adenuga. I'm a senior lecturer in cybersecurity, and I will be running you through the agenda for today, which begins with how data is growing exponentially, trying to understand data security management, why cybersecurity, University of Law and the business school MSc Cyber Security in a nutshell, the program highlights, career opportunities, what to expect when you join us, and the career success. So you will be hearing from time to time in the media, from word of mouth, from here and there, that data is growing. Yes, it is. The amount of data that we consume in the contemporary world is so huge to the extent that it was forecasted by this year, before the end of this year, we will have generated 180 zettabytes of data. What that means is that you are going to be having 180 times 10 raised to power 24 bytes of data. That's huge. And now the implication of this is that you'll be having this data, and there is a way you need to manage this data. There's also another way you need to secure this data, because data is the modern oil. Gone are the days where people go to extract oil, crude oil, and they mine it so that you guys can have petrol and the rest. The current dispensation sees data as a oil or as an oil. So please, it is therefore incumbent on all of us and all practitioners, professionals, and people who want to learn to know that you have a duty to contribute your own quota towards ensuring that this data is secured. So now, talking about this exponential increase in data, we have some issues with this. And that took us to the part of discussing CIA triad, what we call CIA triad in the cybersecurity world, which is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. In other words, you have data that is increasing, then we have a responsibility to ensure that data that is supposed to be confidential remains confidential. What this means is that a data that is supposed to be a kind of something that nobody else should have access to it except people who are authorized to have access to it. That is what confidentiality means. And when you say about integrity, integrity means that when a data is transferred from a point to the other end, it must be the same thing. It must be such that what is transferred by the sender is exactly the same thing that is received by the recipient, by the receiver. Then we have the availability. Availability means that as at when necessary, in other words, the person that is supposed to have access to this data, when they need to have access to it, they should be able to have access to it. Then, before I go to this part, don't forget that data can exist in two parts. You could have data when the data is online. In other words, when internet is introduced into a data, then it becomes a cyber issue. And that's where the concept of cyber comes, because you have this aspect of something that is online, activity that is going on the internet. What about data that is kept in shelves? What about data that is kept in our we have some organizations that still keep data in shelves. How do you in files? They file this data and keep it there. Are we saying that this data also should not be kept secured? No, this data also needs to be secured. So we have two situations, and that is where you come in. That is where we expect that you come in to come and help this contemporary business to ensure that whether the data is online or the data is kept in a manual form, we have a duty that this data is protected. Now, we have another issue called risk management. Risk management is messing with the kind of, risk management is a way to ensure that the data we have, we manage risk that is attributed to it. You could see the risk is like at the confluence of threat, asset, and vulnerability. For instance, you want to start a business of maybe e-marketing, for instance, or e-business or online shopping business, and you have created this website. But there are two things that this website must have. It must have customer data. It must be able to take customers' payment cards, their credit cards. It must be able to have it. If there is a problem with how this website was designed, maybe a kind of loophole from the HTML or probably the content management system, whatever the template that is being used to design the website, then we start having problem. And the problem means that the moment there is a loophole, it shows that that website is vulnerable. And anything that is vulnerable is open to threat. It doesn't have to be cybersecurity, even in our day-to-day activities. You can be vulnerable by probably not take proper care of yourself, or probably taking care of your cars, and your cars develop problem. You are bound to be hit with a threat, or probably your car breaking down, or probably you didn't take care of yourself, you find yourself in hospital for something that could have been prevented. So this same thing applies to the technology world. The moment this website is vulnerable, something goes in. That's a threat. The attackers find their way into that website, and what are the assets that you have on that website? The assets are the payment, people's information, the information that are supposed to be kept secured, their credit card information. All of that will be compromised, and people can steal all of this information. So it is very important for you to manage all of this. The reason why we are running through this background is that this is exactly the way how we deliver our lecture at the University of Law Business School. We will take you from the beginning, from the scratch, We are going to let you know why you're doing this. We will assume, because we understand that we may have two or probably three different kinds of learners. We may have people who are advanced. We may have people who are just finding themselves into the cybersecurity world. This program has been designed to fit in for anybody, regardless of your background. And that is why we have to do this. If you understand why you are doing it, it improves your interest to do it, and definitely academic success can be guaranteed. Now, why cybersecurity? Increased digital transformation. Yes. As I was speaking to you, I'm working from home. This is remote work. This is how we show that we use technology. If you're asking you to join us, then we must be able to show practical example of how we have used technology at the University of Law. So remote work is made possible through technology, and it doesn't hamper productivity. As a matter of fact, it improves productivity because you know what you have to do and you have the resources to do it. And at the same time, our organization is not scared by, oh, why are these, they are working from home, what about cybersecurity? All of this has been taken care of by people who comply with regulations. And this does not only those of us in the profession, everyone understands how to be compliant. The training is there, and that is part of what you're coming to learn from us, so that you can also use this for your future organization. What about the e-commerce? E-commerce, I've just provided that example, is increasing day by day. The easiest business to set up these days, we have people involving in digital marketing, people involving in e-commerce business. All of these are made possible by the advent of internet. However, there is risk associated with it. You need to have knowledge to find a way to ensure that the risk is mitigated so that you can enjoy the benefit that is in technology. That is in the use of technology. Then what about education and healthcare? Most lately, you can schedule your appointment online. The world is so beautiful with technology. But despite all of this, there are downsides to it. There are some of the challenges that we need the right knowledge to be able to do. And that is what you're coming to get from us. Again, look at the proliferation of connected devices. We have electric vehicles, autonomous vehicles. We have so many devices these days that could operate independently. I used to have a guy who could, from his place of work, he could use remote control he could see everything that is going on in the house. He could even open the garage. He could close the garage remotely. All of these are made possible with Internet of Things. However, anything that is good also have the challenges. Like I said, you need to find a way to mitigate it. So the IoT expansion requires people with good knowledge of cybersecurity to be able to do this, to handle this, the challenge that comes with it, so that the benefits therein can be maximized. What about bring your own device? Bring your own device lately means that even as a student that you're joining us, you have your laptops. No one is going to say, don't use your laptop. No, you can connect your laptop, because we have professionals who understand that, yes, even though you are connecting your laptop, we still need to secure the critical asset, the infrastructure that we have, so that it doesn't affect it. And this doesn't just come easy. It doesn't come easy. You need to have knowledge to be able to know that some people will be bringing new devices into joining your network. Then you need to find a way to safeguard and secure them. All of this comes with policies that we need to factor in to be able to serve you better. What about the critical infrastructure vulnerabilities? These days, most of the assets are being attacked, especially in the advanced countries where things are so automatic. So yes, this is a good thing, but at the same time, people know that you have nowhere to run to. You have no option. For instance, if the water sector is affected in the UK, for instance, we are all in trouble, because you know that once this is attacked, no one gets water. The healthcare system will be in standstill. If the defense system is attacked, we are in trouble in all of that. So this critical asset sometimes can be vulnerable. So that is why you see that people have been trained in both management and the critical, the technical abilities that they need to have to solve this problem. And this is part of the things you are coming to do with us. This is part of the things we have in stock for you, so that you can learn how to protect this critical infrastructure that your future organizations will have. What about the geopolitical tension? Most wars these days are not fought with, most wars, both the powerful countries, these days they fought, aside Ukraine and some of these other wars going on, most big countries fight cyber, warfare. Yeah, they attack critical assets, they attack things. It's just like it is not really reported in the news. You don't get to hear, but there are lots of cyber warfare that is going on that we don't get to know. So you need to have knowledge. And that is why the government of a particular country will spend billions of dollars or pounds or rupees or naira or whatever the currency of that country is, to ensure that their critical assets are kept secured. It's not just the money, it's about getting the best people, which at the end of the day, by the time you are done with us, you will likely to be one of those people, or several people of those people that will solve this problem for us in the global space. What about the artificial intelligence and automation? Yes, there are many bots that have been created, and many more will still be created to identify threat and fight against it. Now, what about those who are also intelligent to create the same bot to bypass traditional defenses? So just like technology is if you know the principle of programming or computer, we say garbage in, garbage out. What you give it is going to give you. So if some people create code or create artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithm to do something good, some people also may create another one to do something evil. So that's the way it is. So, but goodness always wins, but that doesn't come cheap. It comes with knowledge. And we believe we know all of these, and we are ready to provide them for you. So please, if you have got questions, please, you can just write it down and forward it to Wrong, so that after this session, we'll be able to put all of these things together, please. Now, why cybersecurity? This is a global situation. It's a global circumstance. It has nothing to do with a particular country. And to be honest, I do tell people professionals that this is not the time to start pointing fingers. It's a time to see this as a global problem. In the global space, we have good people who will do good things, who will do something ethical. They are just created to do something good for the world. And again, we have other people also who wants to do the other side. That is not nice. So, but like I said, the goodness always wins, and you have to now decide which part of these people do you want to be. Do you want to be good people? People who want to solve problem for us in this world. And that is why you have to have an understanding that this problem is everywhere. No country is secure. No country is safe. And nobody can say, I am 100% immune from this. The only thing that can provide immunity is to be aware of this situation and collectively find a way to solve this problem, to keep solving it, because it is not going away. It is here. And that's why we need more people to be trained to solve this problem. In the UK, you can see the statistics. 50% of UK businesses reported cyber attacks in 2024. And in 2025, this current year, it's likely to increase to, or probably stay at 70% for medium-sized businesses and 74% for large businesses in 2025. Again, we have the cyber criminal targeting financial institutions, and with customers losing more than 479 million pounds to financial fraud. Then we have ransomware attacks in the UK is increasing. In 2017, if you remember, we have the WannaCry. WannaCry attacked NHS, and it's a lot, you know. So it's not going anywhere. It keeps coming, it keeps increasing. But NHS has improved. Organizations all the world have also improving, and this discussion must be ongoing. They are improving by training people, and that is part of what we are set up to do, you know, to ensure that you have the requisite training and knowledge. You can acquire the skill from us to be able to solve, to be able to be part of the force to solve this problem. Data breaches is rising with 2.93 million per incident. In the US, again, the problem is also there. Breaches reported in 2021 was 1,862. It has increased to, by 68% in 2020, a kind of increase, 68% increase from what happened in 2020. And you see 59% of US organizations were hit by ransomware attacks in the past year. Phishing remained prevalent with 17 minutes, identify vulnerability every 17 minutes. So, and you can imagine when 30,000 websites are compromised daily, you could see that that's a huge one. Now, with 30,000 websites which are compromised daily, you could see that in a month. Then, how many people are cybersecurity professionals? So then you begin to know that we still need more professionals to be trained. In case you're thinking that, have we not had enough? No, we have never had enough. The profession is growing, and we need more people. We need more hands on deck to solve this global menace. Nigeria also is there. The cryptocurrency related issue is increasing. If you have anyone from Nigeria is planning to join us, what can you do to solve problem here in this country? The financial sector also face their significant problem. The cyber criminals are, leveraging artificial intelligence to launch attacks. The attack is becoming more sophisticated. How can we solve this problem together? In India and Pakistan, we may have students joining us soon. What are you going to do to help the country, the host country that you are joining, which is UK, and at the same time, how can you also, help your community? How can you use that knowledge also to help your community to improve so that we can, use technology to our own advantage rather than, because we cannot go back. We cannot go back to how we used to live without technology. We are in it. The technology is becoming more disruptive. It's becoming more digitally transformed, and we need to move with it, find a way to cope and ensure that they are secure. So indicators that more well-trained and experienced cybersecurity professionals with right tools are needed to tackle this global menace. These are indicators. This shows that we need more people, like I said, and that is why learning from us is something that you would not regret, something that you would really, really appreciate. Now, ULBS, University of Law Business School, MSc in Cyber Security Management, just the nutshell. We have 4 things in developing module, in discussing with our administrators, our technical directors, our program directors, our faculty head, and the top management. Because we don't do anything. They are the one who decide, and they only consult us for advice. And to be honest, we all of us together have been able to put this together in the first thing you will need to look at. The fact that you are coming for cybersecurity does not mean that, yes, the only thing is you just learn cybersecurity and you leave. No, we understand that you will be dealing with data. So we would, while you are doing some courses in cybersecurity, which is to secure data, you are also learning how to manage data, how to generate data, how to process data, how to visualize data. For instance, the data system management is where you'll be looking at the data models, and you'll be looking at the database management system, where you will discuss the aspect of normalization, creating tables, creating understanding relational concept of data, DBMS. And once you're able to do this, then you also be able to look at data and understand the visualization, how data is perceived, is visualized by people. You understand? When you run this, when you learn about this, you are not thinking about yourself alone. You're thinking about people that will be visualizing data. What about the color theory? What about the graphs, the chart? What kind of software are you using? Is it Power BI? Is it Tableau? Is it Python, Matplotlib, and all of those packages? So this is what this course is going to do for you. And data analytics. Data, like I said, is like a gold. From data, you can there is a fundamental concept that we should talk about. 4 things, which is about using data to describe, to diagnose, to predict, and to prescribe. You could look at data analytics as the similar analogy is when a patient goes to the hospital. The doctor will say that the very first thing the doctor has is, how are you feeling today? Can you tell me what brought you here? There is no doctor in the whole world, all over, that will say that we already know what is wrong with you, and so you can go home. I will just give you paracetamol and that's all. No, they will ask you, what is wrong with you? At that level, they're trying to make you describe what is going on, so that when you describe it, they will be able to diagnose based on their experience and some of the similar probably treatment they have had, and some of the knowledge they have had, to say that, okay, what is wrong with you is this. So they diagnose. At that level, when they diagnose, they may be able to predict. They can say, okay, from what you have said and from my own diagnosis, maybe using their stethoscope or probably running initial urine test or blood test, they will say, okay, maybe this is what is wrong with you. Maybe I'm going to give you paracetamol. Go for 3 days. On your way out, go for more tests. By the time you come back 3 days later, we'll be able to know what is actually wrong with you. This doctor is trying to see probably that, okay, this diagnosis that he has made, the initial diagnosis, maybe create a palliative for it, to be able to do what? To predict what is wrong with you. And when they predict, they prescribe medicine for you. So the same analogy can be brought to data analytics. Yeah, it can be brought to data analysis. When you see a piece of data, you can combine data together. At this level, you're trying to bring something out of it to your organization, because no CEOs in the whole world will listen to you if you are just coming to say things with mouth, without data, without visual, representation of what you want to tell them. So you need to put all of these things together so that the data can be descriptive. When the data is descriptive, you'll be able to move to saying that if we don't do this, this is what will happen, and that is diagnostic. You'll be able to diagnose, work with this data. The data is now meaningful. You are now predicting what will happen in the future using diagnosis that you've done, and now telling them that we need to do this based on the prediction. So that is what data analytics will teach you. All of these are factored in our program. Now, the secured, like I said, while you are doing probably it depends on the semester you came in. Some people came in a semester, they start with one of these, or probably 2 of these, and with another 2 of these. But regardless of the aspect, regardless of the semester you came in, we are factoring in what is called a kind of diagnostic assessment of your level. And that has been factored in the way we design our module in such a way that when we teach you, it will be as though you had this training all your life, because we will start with the background and we'll start taking you step by step until we move to the advanced level that you are paid for. We will not say because we want you to understand it very well and we compromise on the level. No, level 7 is what you sign for, but we will start from the scratch. And at the end of the day, that level 7 will be achieved and you will be a qualified cybersecurity managers. Yes, Again, this course is management, is not technical in nature. However, there is no way we are going to be teaching you cybersecurity management. We will not factor in some aspect of technicalities. I have worked with even myself as somebody who has background in engineering. I've worked with professionals. Many engineers don't really have time to start school. Teaching people what this acronym means or what this means or what this means, because they have a lot to do, to be honest. Not that they are arrogant, but it's like they don't really have this time. However, if you as a cybersecurity managers, if you're able to understand these technicalities from our training, you don't need them to start telling you, this is what I mean, this is what I mean. No, all of you can be in the same meeting. You have the security engineers, you are the cybersecurity, maybe compliance officer, or maybe risk management officer. All of you can speak the same language. And that is why you will see that here we have a little bit of data security. We talk about cryptography, data at rest, data emotional, with data when operation is being performed on the data. Here we'll be looking at a little bit of encryption and decryption mechanism, looking at the kind of private key or probably asymmetric and symmetric encryption methodology. All of that, that is what we'll be talking about in the data security. And net and penetration testing is also a bit technical, but there is no way you will not understand, because the moment you've done this and you've done this, definitely this will make more sense to you. So the idea is for us to prepare you so that when these guys, these highly technical guys that you'll be working with are discussing, even though you are cybersecurity managers, you know what they're talking about. You understand? So all of you, you need something to gain from each other, because to be honest, they also, this other side, they may not be well grounded here, but you have idea of this and you're able to understand what they're saying. They also were able to understand some of the things you're saying. And that is, the collaborative efforts need to be there. The relationship needs to be there for a whole, for a complete, cybersecurity procedure, that an organization needs. So the cyber hygiene aspect requires, it's like a summary of everything. How organization, how they are able to protect their network, at the same time, the health, the health of the organization, how healthy they are in terms of cybersecurity, in terms of how they are able to comply with the regulations, how they have been able to train their employees on the cyber, to be cyber security aware. This is what this was. So this is a full package that teaches you the security of data. You also understand the management of data, and this is beautiful. This side, you can see strategy to manage business and how to solve a business problem. This one is another thing that is like you are having an MBA combined with cybersecurity management. Believe me, because anyone in MBA business, anyone in business knows that when you're doing something as global business strategy, you're talking about international trade, international business, or maybe SWOT analysis, talking about the PESTU, and we have highly qualified, seasoned business lecturers who are there to deliver this for you. They are there. These are great colleagues. I've worked with them. They are smart individuals who will smash this through you, and believe me, you will feel like, I just want to finish from University of Law and start my own business, because everything you need to succeed, in business world, they are embedded here. Then, finally, innovation in digital age recognizes that, business is not static, things are changing. Then what kind of business do you want to have? That ethics aspect is not, considered. So this one ensure that you are compliant, and responsibility of directors. If you are starting your own business, you must know what the responsibilities are, things you need, duty of care, the financial, how you handle finances, and all of that, they are embedded here. Now, this three is like 3-in-1. Before, this used to be embedded. It used to be a business project. Yeah, These three modules, they used to be a business project, but now they've been separated to be contemporary issues in business. In other words, as you begin your program, we begin to look at some of the issues, some of the contemporary issues in business that are happening from day to day. You understand? Because we use case study scenario here, so there is no way we can miss it. We can't. There is no way we can miss this one. This one looks at the current case studies, and that's what you're using in classroom. And that goes with all our courses. We use case study mostly. We use case studies. Like some of the cybersecurity courses, they use portfolio, where we use a software that you use to a pebble-based software that explain how you're doing things in a sequential format. Then business simulation, you simulate a business environment. For those in cybersecurity, it's going to be a business environment with relation to the cybersecurity. Those in business, they will do their own. Those in MSc data analytics, they will do their own. But for the benefit of this presentation, it's all about cybersecurity. So yours will be relating to business simulation in cybersecurity. And if you're able to do all of this with the knowledge, this combinational arrangement that we have here will make you to be able to identify a business problem and solve it. Now, program highlights an area of applicability in cybersecurity world of work. At the end of the day, by the time we are able to run you through all of this with the highlight that we are showing all of that, the course, this one that I've just explained and the previous information, you will be able to have this individual skill that you can apply to any of this area. For instance, you could have risk assessment and management knowledge, having policy development, incident response and crisis management, governance and compliance, strategy planning, communication and leadership. You can link this to each one of these. All of this link to financial services, all of this link to healthcare, all of this link to government and defense. In other words, you will be well grounded in these areas of applicability. All of this for each one of them. It depends on the area that you want to work. It's not limited only to defense. If it's financial services, you're there. Healthcare, you're there. Government and defense, you're there. Retail and e-commerce, you're there. Education, you're there. Even to become your own to run your own business, consultancy business, you're there, Then, at the end of the day, if you want to work in financial services, some of the career opportunities will be that probably you are a risk manager, you're a compliance officer, or cybersecurity consultant for financial institutions. If you're in healthcare, security manager, compliance analyst, or cybersecurity specialist, there is something that is very common to all of them, that if you run the big data here, you will see that compliance keeps coming. You could see that it's not how many technical things you can do in cybersecurity that matters. Most of the problems we have sometimes in this world is probably sometimes we don't even fail to comply, with the lay down regulations. And in this part of the world, ignorance is not an excuse. I don't know is not an excuse, because the guidelines are there, everything is there. So your job that anybody is paying you for is that come and be our compliance officer. Come and see whether we are complying with everything. As a financial services, what kind of cybersecurity framework do we need? Do we need GDPR? Do we need ISO 2700? And do we need PCI? All of those framework, they are there. As an healthcare organization, if you are operating in the UK, do you need GDPR? Do you need ISO? Do you need EPA? All of these frameworks are there for each kind of business that you have. And this organization need people who are very smart, who know what they're doing, for them to be able to advise them on the kind of cybersecurity framework to comply with. So the issue of you not getting a career does not arise. The only thing is if you don't do it right. The moment you follow the path that we've given you and you play your part, believe me, the job is there, is waiting for you anywhere in the whole world, UK, anywhere. What to expect? All businesses, including us at the University of Law, we have our own institutional ethos. And, this is our leaders, our vice chancellor and his and our entourage, the administrative, the whole administrative architecture. They have this, they tell us this all the time. They have a mandate to innovate higher education and to ensure, higher education in the UK, to innovate, to make sure that it is constantly innovated, and they create students, they encourage and they help students' academic success, to ensure that they produce students that are useful for the society, students that can progress to higher level, students that are employable. These are the institutional ethos that we have. This is how we, all of the things I've explained in the cybersecurity part. And there are other people who will make presentation in other, courses that we deliver. But we all follow the similar ethos to ensure that we are a force to ensuring we create people, professionals that can, that can be successful in the global space, in the contemporary world. Then highly experienced, caring and responsive administrators. So because of this ethos, because they understand this, they are experienced, they have been everywhere, they are caring, they will listen to you. They are administrators who are very caring and they are very responsive. They will listen to you, listen to your, query. If you have any concern, even before you bring it, they already know they have a lot of provision for you. And during the course of it, maybe your training, if there's anything that is not clear, these people are so humble and they will take you through it, they will listen to you and solve this issue for you. Again, we have knowledgeable and highly experienced lecturers. All the lecturers at University of Law, they are people they were selected, they are people that have the interview process is very rigorous. So you can't be in University of Law if you don't know what you're doing. So these are highly experienced lecturers. They have both industrial and the classroom experience. So bring it on. They will treat you also with respect. They believe that they also need to learn from it as much as they have something to give to you. They will leverage on your experience as well, so that at the end of the day, the whole academic success can be guaranteed. Then we have institutional materials. Yes, we follow a PEC model philosophy. PEC means prepare, engage, and consolidate. This model philosophy is a way University of Law have democratized learning in such a way that you prepare before coming to class. The module is structured in such a way that you have, before you attend the first lesson, you are going to see the prepare. The prepare task is already set for you. You are going to read through some of the resources that have been provided for you. And you are going to be having some questions that you are going to bring to class. So it's not that lecturer is just going to be loading with you with information. You also already have something in your mind that you are coming to present in class to discuss with lecturer. Oh, while I was reading this is not clear. Can you expatiate? So the lecturer will bring all of these things together with your question and the module. I mean the workshop, the PowerPoint that will be presented for that week. So you are going to bring all of this together and you are going to discuss and ensure that some of the concerns you have are addressed before you leave the class for that week. Then there is consolidate. They are consolidate on what you have learned in the prepare and the engage, to ensure that for that week, what you need to know in that week is already sorted. And at the end of the day, when you combine this together, institutional, mission and vision and the ethos that we have, with administrators that are caring, and the lecturers that are there that are also caring to serve you, and the PEC model philosophy, the highly efficient instructional materials, I have no doubt in my mind that academic success is guaranteed. So that is, and I will leave this to question. Academic success, you can ask me question. I have my own. We have our own definition. What we mean by academic success. You can also define yours. But for us, we believe that academic success, that at the end of the day, you are employable. You are employable For many of you, because this is a master's course program, many of you may want to say, oh, I want to proceed to PhD, so that you can also proceed to PhD. Employability, you can proceed to PhD. At the same time, you can say that, okay, I have gathered enough knowledge that I even want to start my own business. Why not? You can do that. And you will, at the end of the day, be one of the forces that is solving problem for the world. So that is to us what academic success means. And we have at the end of, for each of the resources that we develop, that we take you through every week, we have employability pyramid that checks to see that aside, yes, we are going to be getting the technical knowledge, you are going to be getting the managerial skills. What about the other soft skills which are needed, which will help your critical thinking? What about the leadership? You know, you can get this through the collaborative from the different kind of tasks that we'll be doing in class. It can be from a group activity, it can be from the presentation, and how you are able to form a group, how you are able to learn from one another. Believe me, we factor all of this in the way we design our instructional material. What about the expertise, innovation, cultural intelligence, to be culturally aware, interpersonal skills, critical thinking, growth mindset? All of these are captured in our. So please, Q&A section. Do I have any questions? Over to you, Rong, if you have questions from anyone.
Thank you, Dr. Adenuga. It's very enlightening session. I've learned some new words like net and pen testing, which never appeared in my life before as a non-tech person, and also cyber hygiene. And thank you for explaining those. Even I want to consider to apply this course. And another highlight I would add to, which are very popular among students, or this course, MSc Cyber Security Management, is included in employment promise scheme. What is employment promise? Which means within 9 months of graduation, if the student, our graduate, they cannot find a job, we will refund the tuition fee. There are very clear terms and conditions published on our website, which means the students need to attend 80% of their class. They need to pass the module test the first time, no receipt, and they have to keep close contact with our career advisors. So please take advantage of this employment promise scheme. And like Dr. just said, it's you don't need to worry about the job with this course, because when I receive inquiries from students, they always say they are recommended by their friends who already work for Alibaba Cloud, like Amazon Cloud, and they all recommend the student to study with us. And also, this course is accredited by the Chartered Management Institute. So upon successful completion of the course, the student have the option to apply a CMI Level 7 certificate in strategic management and leadership, as well as your degree. Another amazing professional qualification, which is key for your job hunting in the UK. And also for this course, we don't give students boring big chunk of 60 credit for dissertation. We give students 12 modules, and they are all compulsory to complete, because we have advisory board to co-design, and every year they meet with our academics to discuss what needs to be changed, what's the real life employer needs. So they will need to review our content to make sure when students graduate from us, they are up to date with the skill equipped for the job market. And we have 3 intakes, which means the student won't miss too much. If they miss 1 intake, we have January intake and June intake and September intakes. Okay, I think that's enough from me. Let's review the questions. We have one question from Rosling. The question is, what are the main areas of focus within the cybersecurity program?
All right, thank you very much for that. Yes, there are many. If you look at the presentation that we have here, the areas to focus, they are, there are lots of areas that you can focus on. But it depends on you. Even in the cybersecurity management, it depends on you what you like to do. But most of these courses that are here, these are areas that you can be a risk manager. Like I said, our course is tending more into managerial aspect of cybersecurity than the technical part of cybersecurity. But you cannot say because it's just managerial, we are not going to introduce you to technicalities. We do that. We introduce some technicalities, which is something that you need to be able to communicate well with the technical team when you are trying to address any cybersecurity incident. So, like I said before, you can be a risk manager. You can concentrate on risk. You can't be everything in cybersecurity. It's too wide. It's too wide. Just like even the IT itself is too wide. What you just need to do, once you start the program, the best is you just follow with the training. Once you get to a point, you can ask your lecturer, okay, what about this? From the discussion you're having in classroom, you will have seen most of our students, by the time they do first semester, they already know what the area they like. What they just do is to come and meet us. Oh, I'm thinking of specializing in this area. Doctor, what do you think? Or maybe some of my colleagues, they go and meet them and say, oh, I'm thinking of this. I'm thinking of this. What do you think is? You cannot tell them, I think the area is good, but you can just say, oh, why do you want to do that? Because I think I will be able to do this. I'll be able to do this. Oh, I think that's good. Because we don't just impose what we feel on you. No, I cannot tell you this is the area that I think brings more money. All this area bring money. It brings recognition and money. It depends on how you're able to do each one of them very well. So to answer your question, these are areas. You just need to pick on one of them. Look for the train. Listen to the instruction in classroom. More resources will be shared with you by your lecturer on that area that you want to specialize in, that is even outside the schools and the resources that we are giving to you just to guide you. We have provision for all of this. So please don't worry. Once you come in, look for the area you are interested in, and the professionals that we have will guide you through that.
Great, amazing. Let's move to next question. What are the qualifications to get into the program? I guess that's from me. So we will need 2 equivalent of UK Bachelor Honour degree. If your qualification is from overseas, please do contact Afsana to check the academic background. And for English language proof, we will need IELTS 6.5 with minimum 5.5. But there are other language proof you can provide. We have internal English test, which is online, free for every offer holders. Alternatively, if you are coming from some countries like India, Nigeria, and we can, within 10 years, we can use your WIAC and standard to accept your English language proof. So it's case by case. Please drop your document to UK Bright Education, and then we will further assess that. And next question, what is the pay scale for cybersecurity graduates?
Okay. You want me to take that?
I think you are the expert.
Yeah, one thing is that here I'll be honest with you. Pay scale has to do with what you are capable of doing. Some people just feel like, oh, once I graduate with cybersecurity, automatically I'll start taking over 100,000 pounds. It doesn't work that way. You have to, first of all, there's a part of training and there's a part of you starting from the elementary side. Maybe it can be you starting with 30,000 35,000, 40,000. Then from there, all of these things gets matured with experience. Nobody's going to put you on the server where the job will pay a very high, salary without experience. Yeah. So once we have trained you, you have the requisite knowledge, you do your interview, you pass this interview very well, you start the job with that organization. Believe me, it will only be a matter of 2-3 years that you for yourself will be close to 100,000 ground. Yes, it is, people are getting it. We have people who are paid £500, £600 daily to watch, just to take, to watch Taba. You may think it's that simple. It's not simple. People are paid £800 just every day, just to sit, maybe for, just to watch Saba. It's not simple. It is their knowledge, and experience that took them to that level. So all of these things comes with experience. But as somebody who's just launching into that career, believe me, you could earn between 35,000, 40,000 in the first instance. But if you are serious, if you're hardworking, you keep learning, believe me, in a matter of 3-4 years, you will be, negotiating with your employer, your future employer, what you like to have, as your salary, because they know what you bring into the table. They know that you have the skills and the qualification they are looking for, and they will be willing to pay any amount just to, because they know you will keep their servers intact, So that's what I can say. I hope I've been able to answer that question.
That's great. Let's move to next one. When is the next intake? What's the fee, initial deposit, and payment plan for the course? Seems Rosalind is ready to apply our course immediately. That's great news. So next intake will be June. And the fee, if you choose London as your campus, it will be after international bursary, it will be £15,500. If you choose outside London campus like Birmingham, Manchester, Leeds, then it will be 14,500. If you pay your cash deposit, which you mean initial deposit, before 16th of March, you will have additional £500 early bird discount. So initial deposit for any student who requests a cash, which is confirmation of acceptance statement from ULaw, then we will need £8,000 as a cash deposit. Before cash deposit, you will need, if you coming from non-low risk regions, you will need to pass compliance interview. And after deposits, the payment plan, when you enroll with university, you will receive payment plan from finance team, which are maximum 3 installments. If you enroll, let's say in September, then your due date will be September, and the next one will be January, next one will be April. I hope that answered your question. Next one, what's the program's job placement rate for graduates?
You want to take that, Rob? You want me to take that?
Yes, please. I don't have the data in my hand.
Yes, there's a placement opportunity. To be honest, there are lots of, we signpost students to a lot of placement opportunities, workshops where they can attend. We have in the employability and career team, we have, many professionals who are into this. So they organize this from time to time on where the job fair that you can attend, the placement opportunities that you have. My students in Birmingham, they attended so many. In fact, there was one they brought a very huge magazine for me, so all of these opportunities are there. Nobody is just, they are not, as we're teaching you, also signposting you to other places, other support systems that you can get that will help improve your employability. That's what I can say regarding that.
Great. Yeah. Thank you, Doctor. And also for the job placement for international students, If you choose 2 years version, which cybersecurity management with 1 year professional practice, you will receive 2 years visa. It will be a combined cast if you apply 2 years version. The second year job placement will be one of the options. So student can choose one of the below options like dissertation, business consultancy project, and they can choose to start their own business. And another popular one is placement. So from the second term of their first year, they will need to make a decision what route they are going to choose. They will be assigned a supervisor with minimum 36 hours of tutorial, and then they will have better understanding when they look for job placement. They will be trained for how to find a job, and also they will work with the supervisor. The most opportunities we work with in the industry are from small and medium enterprise, which we already work with them for the past many years, and we receive good feedback from the employers about ULaw's student working there. After they complete, they work, when they stay in the same company, then they will come back to ULaw to recruit our graduate. So it's a very positive feedback system for the job placement scheme. Okay, let's move to next question. Where in the UK are jobs available in cybersecurity?
Yeah, in all every organization that uses IT, job is available there. Yeah, any organization that uses IT, like I said, it takes you having what is needed for you to be employed. This is it's simple. It's a simple thing. Like no matter what we have been able to bring together, you also need to play your part by making sure that you follow all of this instruction, listen to your lecturers, listen to all these resources that have been provided for you by University of Law. Once you are able to do this, you will just be applying in the NHS, all these banks, all of these places. Even my student, one of them who finished, was just sharing the success story with me that he got a job as a compliance analyst in one of these top, organizations here in the UK. You understand? A student from Nigeria. So it's all about what you can do. People will give you job if you can do it. So come and join us. Play your own part. We will play our part. Believe me, the job will be that one will be history. That one will be something that you will also be advising other people to come and join us. This is what I can say. You understand? Give the organization what they need and you get the job. I can guarantee you that.
That's very great to hear. If not, then please contact it. Okay, just joking. Okay, let's come to last question. Must the qualification have a computer science background? For entry requirement, no, we don't need it. As long as you have a bachelor degree, 2 equivalent, and then we will accept you no matter what subject you study in the past. Okay, that's from academic background requirement. I think we have managed to cover all questions in time with 1 minute overrun. And
sorry about that.
Thank you very much, Dr. Adenuga, for joining our session.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. As you can see, my friends, we have two very esteemed guests who are here, who are very enthusiastic to accept your application with regards to MSc Cybersecurity. My goodness, Dr. Adenuga, you have been fantastic, very engaging. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, he is actually taking his time to explain the value of the degree. So that's why he thought that this would be the right topic to start with regards to studying MSc in cybersecurity. So thank you so much, Dr. Adenuga, for your expertise. We really hope that it becomes a successful intake And we have lots of inquisitive students, the ones who are just like the ones in the webinar. So
Thank you
thank you
very much.
again for coming here.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
thank you to Rong. As you can see, she is our account manager. What does that mean? We are a direct partner for University of Law. Any applications that we receive, it is actually Rong who actually look after them for us. So any questions that you have with regards to chasing the admission, offer letter, CAS, deposit, it is Rong who actually look after our students. So she'll be look after your application. So thank you, Rong, for organizing this event. And we hope you guys DM us right now for admission. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Bye.
Have a great day. Take
Bye.
care.
Brilliant.
Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. Brilliant. So as you can see, my friends, we are here live. We have brought you a UK lecturer direct from the University of Law just for you, just to give you a flavor with regards to what is it like to study in the UK. Okay. As you can see, you don't need a background. All you need is a second class lower. You don't need to do even a pre-masters. If cybersecurity is for you, did you hear how much you can earn? And with regards to job placements, as Dr. Adenuga said, wherever there is an IT department, there should be a job available for you. My friends, cybersecurity is the future. We need to make our online community safe. We need graduates like yourself, especially if you have experience. It does really help. Until next time, my friends, look after yourselves. DM us right now for the next intake. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Assalamu alaikum.